My name is Jen Anderson. So the book that I wrote is called Give Your Yes a Bestie Named No. And it's all about setting boundaries that really help people to understand that their no is just as important as their yes. And we do it without apology, without over-explaining, and without feeling guilty and shame around it. This is what I do is help women with this kind of work. And so writing the book is just another avenue to bring more women into understanding that prioritizing themselves is so beneficial, that it's really the important part of being able to prioritize yourself and live life on your own terms. So them having the book just means that they can be another step further before they come work with me or before they work with someone else. It's just that, or it might be that nice reminder for them. But yeah, just really that they make themselves the priority. So I've been a coach for about 6.5 years, and just learning that we as women, especially women, men have it too, but especially as women have been conditioned to always say yes. So when I was growing up, my poor mom hates it when I tell this story, but when I was growing up, I was taught, and maybe it was just an unspoken taught, but I was taught that if I didn't say yes, I wasn't the good girl, I wasn't kind, I wasn't helpful. And so I just learned that I always had to say yes to everything, no matter what. And as I've gotten older, I realized that that doesn't really work for me. And it doesn't make me feel very good. And a lot of times it doesn't even make me feel aligned in who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish. So writing this book is the book I wish I'd had 30 years ago. Yeah, those people that come to me and they're like, I can't say no, I can't do this. The first piece of that is the awareness, just knowing that you know that you can't say no. So they've got that, right? So the second piece is I just encourage them to run scenarios, whether they role play it with someone or they do it with themselves in the mirror, and just run scenarios and say the thing you want to say until you can say it to someone else in that moment. So say it in the mirror. It's actually one of the ways that I learned to really stand up for myself, is I would practice scenarios in the mirror, saying them until I wasn't shaking, until I was confident, until I could say it in that moment. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that our brain doesn't know the difference between fact and fiction. So once you do it and you remind your brain that this is how we answer this question, it doesn't know the difference. So even if you're telling it to yourself, it thinks that's what you say. So then when that scenario comes up, you're like, oh, look at that. I can say no. And I can do it with confidence. And it's just a beautiful thing. So my hope or my outcome for this book is just that I get it in the hands of the people who really need it, who will really benefit. There are scripts in here. There are action steps. There are even little strategies and ways to remember how to kind of set those boundaries. I actually call it the brave boundary method. And so we just spell those out, and it's in every chapter of the book so that you just get it on repeat. And the whole point of it is not to read it and put it down and forget about it. It's to read it and take action on it immediately. So if you buy this book and you only read one chapter, if you took action on that one chapter, that's incredible. That's all you need. That's where it's at. You can always come back to it and read another chapter, but that's kind of the whole point of it. So somebody could pick this book up and they could do it on their own, especially if they maybe have a little bit of a self-help background. They may be able to just pick it up and be like, oh, I can implement those strategies. They may be able to pick it up and say, I can implement those strategies. And then when they get in the moment, then they're like, oh, I need a little more. So it can be a little of everything. It's meant to be complementary to what I already do. And I actually am creating a companion course that will come out in January so that it goes with the book, so that there's a little more depth to it. Chapter 3, which is the chapter on self-boundaries, that seems to be the big feedback that I get, that most people are like, I didn't even realize how much I didn't have boundaries with myself. So when you're thinking about self-boundaries and you're thinking about the things that you always want to do, but you're forever pushing yourself off and you're like, when I get home, I'm going to work out. And then you get home and you're like, yeah, I'm not working out. I tried not to make it overwhelming as well. So while, yes, I made it as more of a guidebook, it's also, so there are other boundary books out there, and they are great. I've actually done book studies with my clients on some of the other boundary books, but some of them have 360 scripts in them. That's a lot. They were a little overwhelmed with that. This has scripts, but there's just a few in each chapter. So I wanted it to just be something, plus I give you full permission in here to change those scripts. Change it and make it yours. Do what you need to do with the book. In the back of the book, there's all my information, and there's a QR code to schedule a free call with me. Take out of it what you need. If there's stuff in here that you don't agree with or that doesn't work for you, that's okay. Not everything has to be 100%. So take what you need out of the book, take what you want to get out of it, and just really enjoy it and put it to practice. Practice is what makes it better. We're never looking for perfection. So you can find the book at www.thankfulheartscoaching/books. And it's right there. There's a whole link to it. And it actually has a list of other books that I've been published in, because I've done anthology books where I've written a chapter. You can find me on either Facebook or Instagram at the.jennifer.anderson.